Alethea told me, okay, that's fine. So now I'm trying to catch up.
Welcome to Fahrenheit AI, episode 16. In this episode, we will take another look at the Ink Kitchen agent, the new Art Assist agent, the Aletheia framework, and finally, the perfect AI tea. The Ink Kitchen AI search responds with 3 blogs and 1 video as it did in the previous episode, but we've made some technical changes. Let's ask it about the dye migration test. The agent responds with 3 blogs and a video with links to each one. As we click through them, we see they are active links about dye migration testing and an active video on YouTube about dye migration, just like before. I've added a technical chat, so now I'm asking the chat for a step-by-step dye migration test. It uses information from the Ink Kitchen to provide step-by-step instructions for the dye migration test. So what did we change? Well, first, I added custom functions. I added a Slack function to record the query, a Google function to search the Ink Kitchen blogs, and a YouTube function to search the Ink Kitchen YouTube channel. We've also enabled the chat to be retrieval augmented. If you remember, in episode 12, we learned all about RAG. And with the IK agent, the chat is RAG, so it can act as a technical expert using information from the Ink Kitchen blogs. I've also created the Art Assist agent. This agent allows users to ask how many colors and what printing method is best for a piece of artwork. This agent would be for salespeople or account managers and others who often ask how to execute something. AI can evaluate artwork instead of humans. This is low-hanging fruit that becomes an AI employee. The agent requires you to upload an image, and we're using the silent double H ranch logo. We tell it what kind of fabric we want to use, cotton, the image size, which is standard, 200 pieces, the number of units, and the color of the shirt, which is black. The agent analyzes the image and comes back with information based on the analysis from the GPT-4 image vision. This image contains 2 primary colors, black, which is the background, and white. It adds 1 color for a dark-colored shirt, or an underbase. So the total colors are the 2 colors in the image, plus there's 1 color for the dark shirt, so 3 colors. The recommended print method based on this volume is screen print. Of course, you could reduce it to 2 colors, just print white, and eliminate where it says black background. The agent does have prompt instructions to eliminate backgrounds unless there are fine details inside of the image that are black. And in this case, there is distress. I think the distress is confusing the vision. Humans must discern between the distress, the image, and the background in this case. I've also used a custom function inside this agent, precisely the GPT-4 vision function. There are better vision functions inside of AI today, namely Grok, but it's not readily available as a custom function in Mind Studio yet. Programming that function to see if it's better could be a future project for this agent as a way to upgrade it. All of these agents would be upgraded constantly. I've also added instructions to the prompt about choosing the best printing method. Getting the AI agent functioning well enough to understand the instructions took quite a long time. I've given it all the different fabric choices that you might need and the number of units under each printing method, including how many colors to make intelligent choices about the best printing method. Any printer that adopts this agent can adjust those instructions to their particular needs until they buy a new piece of equipment, or if they outsource part of their ordering process, then they adjust those specifications with me during onboarding. Let's look at another example. I used the count from Sesame Street as the logo for the Art Assist agent. How many units? Let's do 123.
Are you ready? Here we go. 1, I wonder what it is.
We're going to use tri-blend fabric. We're going to use a dark color, and it's going to be a full-sized image. The agent is analyzing the image. This can take some time. The agent comes back and says that it's 8 colors. Then it adds 1 color for the dark shirt, the underbase, and 1 color for the tri-blend, migration blocker. The agent arrives at 10 colors.
10. Ha-ha! That's it! You're number 10! Ha-ha!
But hybrid printing is recommended because of the 123 units. Again, this depends on the particular capability of the printer adopting the agent into their workflow. The agent listed purple, black, green, white, red, pink, gray, and brown. I agree with all of those except the green. With the green discrepancy, you could either replace that color with a different color, or you could eliminate it. If it's making a pricing difference, you might want to eliminate it. The GPT sees very well. I've trained it to see a bit better than just a standard function, yet it's not going to be absolutely perfect. It will evolve. This has already evolved in the last 2 to 3 weeks. As time progresses, the agent will continue to improve as it learns, but it's quite impressive today. Let's take a look at industry and manufacturing and where they are today with understanding AI and implementing it. Rolls Royce is using AI in manufacturing and looking at robotics. They are looking at complete lights-out operations, where AI would be doing everything, and they're also looking at decision support or even decisions made by AI. As they were starting to move into this space, they realized that they also needed to consider the ethics of doing these things. They gave us a specific example of automated visual grain inspection. The example is using a high-pressure turbine blade. They manufacture this part for airplane engines, and it's worth about $7,000. If it fails in service in an airplane, it can shut the engine down. So it's a huge safety issue. This one component produces the power of a Formula One engine. So Rolls Royce manufacturing systems are designed to produce this component perfectly. Except there will be grain defects and they will need to be inspected. And they are inspected 12 hours at a time in a dark room by a trained inspector. His name is Sean. Because it's designed to be perfect, the inspector, Sean, is literally going, "Yep, that one's good. Yup, that one's good. Yeah, that one's good," in a 12-hour period in a darkroom. And he achieves about 200 in that time. So the question is this an ethical job? Because it's associated with safety and it requires perfection. Should we as a society ask humans to do something like that? There's a real sort of contrary view of these two dimensions. On the one hand, we're asking a human to take on a highly ethical job related to human lives and safety. On the other hand, if we create a robot, we're eliminating a job. So Rolls-Royce is currently training a robot to use AI to do that job. The interesting thing is, the lead inspector, Sean, he's training the system. And Sean is very proud because he sees that this AI system has something of him inside of it. Sean says, "I'm gobsmacked by what it can achieve. I can't shut up about it. It's amazing. I'm so proud that my knowledge has added to something that we can all benefit from." As I was learning about this, the statement described to me is that it's sort of like turkeys voting for Christmas. Rolls-Royce has the system running. They've got the inspector helping them train it, and he's really proud of that. But at this point, they have to bring governance in because this is an ethical issue.
Alethea told me, now cool down, boy. Settle back, easy, chill.
So Rolls Royce created the Aletheia framework. Rolls Royce collaborated with various groups, specifically data scientists, ethics teams, manufacturing, engineers, head of digital governance, unions, and workers' councils. The framework is appealing to large groups of their employees, the young and the older groups, because in the older groups, they were including everyone, the unions, the councils, everyone. And in the younger groups, they were interested in the ethical concerns because that is a big part of their purpose. The framework is meant to ensure that we can deploy AI into our factories or anywhere else into our businesses, and that we're doing it in an ethical way. It really takes the what of the ethic and goes into the how it's going to be realized, and then asks for the evidence, and that gives you the proof. It's now deployed across the whole of Rolls-Royce. It's mandated by Rolls-Royce Product Program Management to all areas wherever AI is being deployed. And it's asking the question, are there any ethical challenges? Rolls-Royce is giving away the Aletheia framework. If you go onto rollsroyce.com or if you click on the link below in the description, they've trademarked it and they're giving it away to the world. It's pretty impressive. In the EU, oncologists have used it to look at making sure they are ethical in their use of AI within various scanning systems. And if you look at the UK ethical framework for AI and education, right at the back, it says it was informed and influenced by the Aletheia framework by Rolls-Royce. It's important to keep in mind, not all biased data is unethical, and that is a huge statement to make. If you look at the records for 100-meter runners, the fastest ones are male, young, and generally Black. So we're talking of gender bias, age bias, ethnicity bias, but it's not unethical. It's just a fact. It's just the way things are. Some data is biased by its nature. Another example, if I was riding an autonomous bicycle near a cliff, I'd hope it would be monitored by an AI, riding about 2 meters away. In engineering, this is called a safety bias. When considering the perfect AIT, I was thinking about a scenario for using and implementing AI, and Sam Adams reached out and they asked for a T that was an over-the-top American heavy image of Sam Adams riding an American light lager can, maybe draped with an American flag cape or something. And the image they provided is what they were looking for. Maybe holding a pint glass instead of pointing. So I took this and I fed it into an AI based in Claude, and I asked for a prompt that I could use in Midjourney. The AI responded, a highly patriotic image of Sam Adams as depicted in the Boston Beer Company logo, riding on top of an American light lager beer can, is wearing a flowing American flag cape, holding a pint glass filled with a beer in one hand and pointing forward with the other. The background features red and white stripes, and the overall image has an over-the-top, exaggerated American theme. I gave the AI the reference images of Sam Adams. The images that I got back were very relevant and on point. I took them into Photoshop and combined it with the American light lager and some of the other details that they requested. The ultimate result was Sam Adams riding an American light beer can as a rocket into space. The perfect AIT. Thanks so much, you guys.